fucking machete just like around the corner. And then suspiciously, the owner of the Moscow 5 was taken down for credit card fraud, and the team was rebranded as Gambit Games and based in the UK, even though people couldn't figure out where the new funding came from. The biggest toxic player of all time, and then now reformed, is Tyler One, who lives here in Missouri. He was infamous for aggressive and toxic behavior in game, and there are many clips of him insulting teammates, intentionally, feeding. That was the big thing. He just run it down mid. And he's short and buff, and he has a bald-ass head. Hell yeah. He had over 20 accounts banned by Riot until 2016, when an indefinite ban was issued, where any and all accounts associated with him would be banned. But the ban was lifted in 2018, allowing him to play LoL publicly once more. Good for you, Tyler. Or you have L9, the four horsemen of the toxic apocalypse. It was formed by Rat IRL, Apocalypse, Self-Made, and Obsessed. There is really nothing more cringy than online gamer tag names, you know what I mean? During Season 5 at the beginning of Season 6, L9 really helped popularize the toxic landscape of They created the club with the sole purpose to grief players online, knowing it would gain popularity. And this community of high elo players would stream snipe people in game, harass players they viewed under them, and place people on the list. Rat IRL, Obsessed, and Self-Made all left the L9 toxicity, but not the aptly named Apocalypse. He started his own server, and illegal and illicit imagery was posted there so frequently in Discord sent a major message to them to curb their bad behavior. Finally, after enough cases were linked to the server, Discord shut it down. XJ9, who's also known as the most hated LoL player ever, rose in infamy for explicit death threats and abusive behavior, both in and out of game, leaked his girlfriend's nudes because she picked Lee Sin. Or I just put your pussy in your asshole online, so good fucking pick, man. One of the rare few recipients of the ID ban, a deeper ban that prohibits them from creating, accessing, or using any account on Riot Games platforms. Got banned from forums for spamming his stream links and engaged in cheating tactics called elo boosting. Or you have Cookie Lol. He's an ADC player and a league trainer. And a 90-page document released against him claiming grooming and sexual misconduct against minors, allegedly as low as 13 years old. Yeah, pretty base, so you definitely have a fantasy about set flash ulting your pussy and slamming you into the wall because of Giga Chat emoji. Cookie Lol! Cookie Lol! Come on! This document prompted Cookie Lol to go to Twitch to address the allegations. Later, Cookie Lol posted a document responding to everything. He admitted to sexual misconduct with a minor. He brings up flirting and messaging this girl who was about to turn 16 when he was 20, and this was in 2020. He talks about being Swedish and the age of consent there is 15. He even mentioned he might meet someone and he would never do it again. When the internet became outraged at his response, he promised to discuss everything on a live stream. On the stream, it was clear that people were watching a pre-recorded video that lasted. It was scammy. The stream was monetized, so people had to give subs in order to comment and publicly criticize him. And then we have probably one of my favorite ones here. I don't know why this one gets me pretty good. Toxicity by role/champion, which we have first off the Jax players memes. I don't know why this is a thing, but this is one of my favorite memes of this. r/JaxBane. I am against pedophilia. Pedophilia is bad. Top laners, specifically Jax players, are known to be pedophiles. I don't know why this is a thing in LoL culture, but it just seems to be the case. This comes from Stevens Jax, who at one point was the best Jax top player in the game. Jax looks like Lil Xan. Like if Lil Xan did steroids. He's constantly used homophobic, racist, and graphic language in game, and even made death threats, which resulted in bans. Then you have King, the #1 Jax player in Brazil, who was arrested for having CP on his computer. My God.
Eu conheço os investigação mais. Não é se você quer eu não tenho nada a ver com isso.
Depending on who you play, you might be considered a pedophile.
Don't be fooled by her childish appearance. Zoe is an ancient being, the cosmic messenger of Targon.
You might be considered a racist. Because you play this champion, you might be considered extremely toxic or an evil person. Who you pick in the game defines a lot about who you are. It's like a zodiac sign. But then we get into this. Sometimes toxicity doesn't end with the game. And some people have taken their in-game beef outside and committed horrible acts. Like Shinrong, who is the gaming cafe IP farmer. Shinrong, a desperate LoL player, logged into his account and achieved 23 hours straight of gaming at a gaming cafe. He did not drink or eat during this time. Lack of sleep, food, and sustenance caused him to have a heart attack. Since it was common to see other people sleeping at a 24/7 gaming cafe, nobody noticed his death for 9 hours. Or how about Lucci? Lived at a technical school and played League of Legends. Lost 3 games in a row and in a fit of rage, murdered his own roommate with a knife. Kind of quirky. Yeah, imagine he's game 2 and he's like lit, you're like sitting in the bed laying next to him. How the game's going, he's just like... Gustavo lost the game and in his group had a rule that the person who cost them the loss had to choke themselves on webcam until they lost consciousness. By hand or object, he tied his neck to a boxing bag and ended up hanging himself. And then you move into death threats. Faker, who's probably like probably the most popular, well-known League of Legends player ever, had received numerous death threats from other League of Legends players with enough credibility that his team has hired extra security and taken measures at public tournaments to make sure that no one actually fucking kills him. How crazy is that? All because he's good at the game. And you know, League of Legends, I'm gonna say it, I'll still play it in the future. I'm too hooked. Maybe I don't play it every day. Maybe I'll take years off of it. But something always calls me back. And I remember sitting on YouTube back in like the 2016 era when League clips and, you know, live stream fails and all that kind of stuff was at its peak. I remember enjoying all that content. And it's just insane to see where League is at now. And especially how back then, how much has changed in a few years. It's unbelievable. Through all the fake rage baiting and all kinds of other clips of people trying to do stuff online, League of Legends, I do think...